The Chinese are up to no good yet again. So, guys, as it is, the Chinese are, of course, doing something, or rather, they were found doing something where it's jeopardizing the solar panel or the solar industry here in the United States. So, supposedly, there were devices or communication devices found in solar equipment being sent to the United States from China. Now, these communication devices have the power to kill power to these devices. So whatever solar panels or solar devices are up and going or charging somebody's business, they have the power to shut that off. Now, a lot of that is probably government ordered. So there are solar panel fields, if you go into certain states, as far as the eye can see, that are charging some facility somewhere, whether that's an underground facility or a government facility or just a large business that's using solar power. So they have the ability to cut that off. Now, interestingly enough, these devices were found in solar power equipment, and the United States government hasn't addressed it. Now, this report came out last week, and last week, Wednesday, on a midweek report on the Angry Truth channel, here, I talked about this in one of these stories that I've read. So as I read it some more, I go, okay, this is not as serious and not as dangerous as a lot of other YouTube channels are talking about it. They're sitting there going, oh my God, it's the solar industry. A lot of states are switching over to that, but not entirely over to it. So yes, they do have some, they can screw some things up, but they can't fuck shit up. So there's a difference in that. So don't start panicking when you see other channels going, this could be, it can be bad. But interestingly enough, about 2 to 3 years ago, the Chinese did something similar where they had communication devices or kill switches inside of transformers that the Chinese were building and sending to the United States. And they have these communication devices in there as well. This came out about, like I said, 2 years ago. It actually happened in 2021 when it was founded, but I think the story blew up in 2022. So again, the Chinese are constantly up to no good, and we are constantly ordering big devices from them or gear from them. And then the craziness about it is there is a team of people that dissects and takes these equipments apart to make sure that these kill switches are not in there, or any kind of communication device, whether that's a device that's trying to defragment some government file or break into some government agency's database. They break these things down, and I'm like, what's the point in ordering it then? Is once it gets here, you got to break the equipment down, search everything, make sure that they don't have anything illegal in there, and then put it back together again, and then put it in service. That makes zero sense. And the craziest shit is we can get that built. We can have the Indians build it, because I'm not mistaken, India does build a couple of transformers for us. We can switch over to having them build solar power equipment for us. We can have the United Emirates, what you call it, Arab place, the EAU, excuse me, we could have them build stuff. I mean, like, we have options, and yet we're still dealing with the Chinese that are constantly caught with these devices in devices they send to us, excuse me. So whatever gear they send to us, we got to break it down, and that makes no sense. Why are we still dealing with them? Why? Because they give us a better price? How about we pay more for better security? Because at this point, guys, if they were doing this with the transformers about 3-4 years ago, and now they're currently doing it with the solar industry here in the United States, why are we still dealing with them? And that, guys, tells me that somebody here in the United States is definitely on board with what the Chinese are going to do or want to do. Because if I'm the president of the United States and I go, wait, they're doing what? Cut them off right away. No more buying anything from them. We buy a couple more things to keep us afloat. We break that down. We look through it. We reverse engineer it so that we can build our own. Because anything you send from them, guys, not only do they have kill switches and communication devices in there, they can probably also plant viruses to attack our system, to attack the infrastructure of the United States by way of the gear they're sending here. Now, again, is this something to be worried and scared about? Absolutely not. Listen, if it happens, if they shut down the electrical grid system because of one of their transformers that have that communication device in it, so be it. Again, with the transformers, they break those down, they look for these devices because they know, they take them out, and then they put the transformers in service. It's the dumbest thing. It's like a Trojan horse. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Anyway, there needs to be more accountability by way of going to another country and having them build the things we need. The Chinese should have been cut off decades ago, and yet we're still dealing with them. And now that they're getting even better and they're using AI, and this is what I heard recently, they're going to start using, AI to attack the banking system, which I don't know why they would do it. It can also affect them. If our market tanks, so does theirs. And China's already in an economic problem as it is, and I hope it gets worse. But we need to figure out a way how to make things for ourselves, because if they are putting this in transformers, they could be putting this in cars as well. Now, the Chinese government has not stepped up and owned this yet, though many companies that are building solar devices for the United States have been caught with these communication devices inside. The Chinese government has yet to admit to it. Why would they? They didn't admit to a Mr. 19 event. They still saying it was, it wasn't from a lab. They are making the worst excuses in regards to everything. So, other than that, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.